100 dirty dad jokes about blondes. What's the difference between a blonde and a rooster? A rooster says in the morning, "Cock-a-doodle-doo," while a blonde shouts, "Any cock'll do." What is the best secretary in the world to have? The one that never misses a period. What do blondes say after sex? Thanks, guys. What's the difference between a blonde and the Titanic? They know how many men went down on the Titanic. What's the difference between a blonde and the Atlantic coast? There are fewer crabs in the Atlantic. What's the difference between a blonde and the Grand Old Duke of York? The Duke only had 10,000 men. How does a horny guy spell relief? B-L-O-N-D-E. Why was the blonde girl smiling as she walked down the marriage aisle? 'Cause she knew she'd given her last blowjob. Why was the blonde upset when she got her driver's license? Because she got an F in sex. What do a Boeing 747 and a blonde have in common? Both contain a cockpit. What do you say to a blonde with no arms and no legs? Great tits! What's the difference between a blonde and a blow-up doll? Around 2 cans of hairspray. Why is a blonde like a stamp? Both get licked, then stuck, and finally sent on their way. Why is a blonde like railway tracks? 'Cause she's been laid all over the country. What does a blonde say after having multiple orgasms? Way to go, team! How can you tell if a blonde has been playing with your computer? Oh, your joystick will be soaking wet. Why do saunas remind some people of blondes? 'Cause both are steamy and wet on entry. And hey, they don't mind if you bring friends. Hey, did you hear about the blonde who tried to blow up her husband's car? Oh, she scorched her lips on the exhaust pipe. Hey! What's the difference between a mosquito and a blonde? When slapping a mosquito, it will stop sucking. Why is a blonde like a shotgun? Give her a cock and she'll be ready to blow. How would a blonde interpret 6.9? A 69 interrupted by a period. What does a blonde look like after sex? No idea, mate. I'm already long gone. What's a blonde's favorite nursery rhyme? Hump me, dump me. What do blondes and cow patties have in common? The older they get, the easier they are to pick up. Why is a blonde like a doorknob? 'Cause everyone gets a turn. How do you keep a blonde in suspense? Present her with a mirror and tell her to wait for the other person to say hello. Why did they call the blonde Twinkie? She loved to get filled with cream. In a blonde's mind, what is long and hard? 4th grade. Why does a blonde have an IQ 1 point higher than a copper's horse? So she won't shit on the street during a rally. What's the difference between a blonde track team and a tribe of sly pygmies? Well, one's a bunch of cunning runts. What's a blonde's idea of safe sex? Locking the car door? Did you hear the one about the blonde lesbian? Well, she